here we are again. I remember when the original Goku vs. Superman dropped. It was right around the time when I finally got my bachelor's degree, over 10 years ago. I liked it then. I liked the result, as you can see. I'm Team Superman. I like Dragon Ball well enough. I know about the characters. I respect Akira Toriyama, but I'm all for the Big Blue Boy Scouts. Come at me, bro. But anyway, I remember when the first rematch happened, I was thinking, oh, really? We gotta do this again? Gotta give up to the fanboys whining about how their super special anime character lost? This time, though, I've been expecting it. It was only a matter of time ever since Dragon Ball Super came out and went above and beyond stuff in the regular anime series, so we all knew this was coming, so I'm a bit worried, because when they redid Sonic and Mario, because after analyzing Mario's new abilities, they found out that he had the reaction time to dodge Sonic's fastest attacks and the durability to tank anything that did land. So I don't know how this is going to go, but be strong, be strong. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Kaioken! Still 3D, nice.
Fight! Son Goku,
Superman.
it's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining
You answered it twice before, but okay.
Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities will include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a
Yeah, I've seen a few dubbed episodes of Dragon Ball, and I've read some of the manga even. Wow, that's some raunchy stuff.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan began.
And wow, it looked like there was a big turd just hanging out of his ass back there. I know it was his tail, but still.
Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve.
Oh, the guy that looks like one of the fighters from Virtua Fighter.
And dedication can beat rough.
You know that has an anime? I need to check it out.
So strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods.
Mostly gods! Wow, they're really hitting some of the old notes.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha!
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku
and use it to push himself away when
but unlike most
the
Saiyans, he doesn't
third law of
use
Newtonian
ki
motion
to push it
suddenly
up.
applies.
Solar Flare, Energy Landmine, and Godbind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for the mop of a ceiling technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his
Yeah, we've
strongest
seen that
attack,
before.
but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshi
Time
guidebook, it's a
standing
dimension
still,
hop. You can actually see
not
this in
looking
between
back,
spaces
but
and
I
movies and
wanna
games.
And
look
the
around.
judge wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell
Do it
yeah.
again and avenge
If there's
Megatron, why
any
don't
scene
you?
that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal
Well, why
man.
not? He's pretty much a
Unlike normal
demigod
Ki,
anyway.
It can't be detected and appears to have healing
And I
properties.
did see Resurrection F and Battle of Gods. I got the DVDs lying around somewhere.
Person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique.
Yeah,
This model is said to
Beerus.
be an accurate
Yeah, go
depiction
ahead,
of
kill
Universe 7
Sailor
as a
Galaxia.
wrinkle
No one's
back
gonna miss
when all
her.
of humanity went to heaven.
Because Boo went berserk.
Videl commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daisenshi backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now,
Yeah, this is why I'm
how much
thinking
stronger he became when
Superman
he
might
snapped
actually
Super
buy it
Saiyan
this
on
time.
Super Saiyan God.
I'm no
He became
Dragon Ball
Super
Z
Saiyan
expert,
Blue.
but I'm
Super
aware of
Saiyan
that
God,
little
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not
tidbit.
saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. Doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his
This
ability,
is probably
even
going to be
pushing his body
his
well beyond his
ace in the
limits.
hole.
So
Is
far
going to
beyond
pull out
that,
the end of this
Ultra
battle.
Instinct can summon a massive
But has Superman
avalanche
gotten
of
anything
when
like that in
his
the last
own
10
body can't.
years?
That sounds
I mean, I've been
really
reading
intense.
Superman
It is,
comics
which
for
is why
about
he's
4
developed
years
incremental
now,
versions of it for specific
and
reasons. It's extremely difficult.
I
to
can't really
maintain
think
the
of
full
anything.
form for long.
Until you get to
I mean, he
Dragon
pulled out
Ball
some
Heroes,
things that Lex
aka
Luthor was
Dragon Ball
surprised by,
fanfiction
but
Kaioken times 1,000.
Well,
I
technically,
don't
in
know.
continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood
Ah,
and
come
punching
on, Super
dinosaurs,
Saiyan
it's
4.
almost overwhelming to
I mean,
think about
come
how
on,
far
the pink
Goku
fur,
has
the
come,
eyeshadow.
how much he's had to face.
Come on, what's not to
He
love?
takes it head on and pushes through.
Showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's
Alright.
Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s never
People
bigger
bitch at
imaginations.
Superman saying, he's boring, you can't relate to him. Only when they get a shitty writer.
raised by farmers like Clark Kent.
Hot
he
take,
eventually
I liked
became
Bendis'
Superman,
recent run, and
champion of
the
oppressed,
new run
the
with
man
Joshua
of tomorrow.
Williamson,
If you've
I'm
only
digging
seen the
it.
movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout. And he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
Yes.
Then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades, Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is
Oh, that
one
rhymes.
of
I gotta see that
a child
My
who
Adventures
lost
with
his home,
Superman
left to the
anime
mercy
thing.
of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally. It took a while, actually, before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut.
Yeah, that was basically the start of the
He's
post-crisis
fast enough
on
to reach
Infinite
the
Earth
edge of the universe in
thing,
seconds,
where
or even
he
break
seemed
the
depowered, but he had to
bonds of
work
infinity.
hard to...
Wait, he can do all that, but
Yeah, do shit
Batman
like
can
that.
Punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system, or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts!
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls, he can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay though, he can just burn through it with his face. Since he
Yeah.
gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can
Yeah, but that
blast it out
drains
his
his
whole
power
body for a
real
super
fast.
flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which
Someone's
uses
making
demons, or
brownies.
as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Yes, he
Superman can
has
exist
some
in
training
the
in
ways
martial
of
arts
existence, such as
expertise.
Inking Darkseid's
Some people
Omega
forget
Beam,
that.
even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his
So
powerful
can
mental
Doomsday, by the
defenses or
way.
healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. Ew. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events
Well,
from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Technically his feats are like Flash.
Start is less powerful than in Pre-Crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can
And that
effortlessly
asshole
travel in
Injustice
time. And while
Superman.
Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He
Okay,
really
this
did
I
that.
remember. It was
Remember,
Action Comics
Superman
1050.
defies physics.
1050,
Like when
I
he used heat
mean.
vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least
I got that
100
comic
light years,
reference.
but we can
Yay.
calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and Soups helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's
31
the
flavors of
blasting
infinity.
Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star, so...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate
And that's why we
power
love
fantasy,
him.
Unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the 6th dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home? Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree.
One punch
and rescue from
Kryptonian.
strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
All right,
moment of truth.
All possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Superman saying no more. Yeah, hopefully this is it. Wow, no preamble. Oh, looks way better than the one from 10 years ago, that's for sure. I thought that was a shit back then, but damn.
Today's the day.
Isn't the universe supposed to explode from that?
If you say so.
You don't have the it's just some random guy doing the voice anymore?
You're holding back. Give it your all.
Are you sure you want that?
I'm doing just fine.
Ooh, I felt that one. He's gonna go God. Yup. Wow, did he? Right to blue, not even the sparkly magenta hair. The music's a bit odd, but this is a good so far.
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Looks like a job for...
That was a reality smashing punch, wasn't it? Can you take it away from Earth now that you're... I mean, where's the clashing of punches like with Beerus that's gonna shatter universes?
Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Okay, Ultra Instinct time, I guess. Really? really. You can take it anywhere else. Wait, that's the one that drains his power. Something that just makes a big crater in the desert mountains isn't gonna really hurt Superman, but oh boy, never mind. Alright. Well, I guess he can afford to burn energy with the heat vision now. But he had to destroy Earth again, really? Oh boy. Alright. Has things officially changed? Did he power up from...
Huh? Ah, darn it.
Really?
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
You know,
Let's go again.
I like how they're both so chill about this, like old buddies. I mean, if they met for real, that's how it would be. That was so
Who
wholesome.
am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go,
So true.
especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real. Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him beat the face into the
First up,
Injustice
break.
Superman.
Both would hit hard enough
Asshole.
to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when
Something
Superman
tells
got
me
smacked
Superman's
by the
way
whole
past
antimatter
200
universe.
quintillion
At
tons
most,
now.
Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger. Over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or
But hasn't
quadrillions of
Wall of
times,
Frieza
the gap
yet.
is just too
Megatron
much,
demands
especially with the world
justice.
forces. Not even heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and ultra instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Mega Beams, which do the same thing as a gun.
Yeah.
Time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And
Not to
Goku
mention
could not
Goku
pull off
wouldn't
the
rely on
same
such
twice,
dirty
as
tricks.
Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz. Damn it, man.
Yeah, it kicks ass!
Something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
Come on, that's one of his top
You do any
10.
better.
I do the math, the pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
Where do we begin with that
I'm Ben,
one?
Voice of Wiz. Thank you
All
so
right,
much
I
for
already
watching.
peeked ahead and
We're
I
about
know
to announce
who's
the
coming up
episode,
next, but
before we do that, if you're not a Death Battle member yet, click that join button below. See what you're missing.
yeah, I decided not to do a double header this time, even though this is the finale. Galactus versus Unicron. My pick is Galactus, cause power cosmic. That and evil Cybertronians tend to have a really rough time. Just ask Starscream, assuming Rainbow Dash hasn't pooped out his soul yet. Alright, see you later.